Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. Today is June 3rd and I am on my third tag for my tags, my 30 days of tags, which is a, if you're stopping by for the first time, it is a group challenge by Gibson. She is the administrator, and she has challenged us to make 30 tags in 30 days. Not necessarily, I mean, we don't have to, it's just something I'm doing. What she's doing is she's making a tag and then she's tagging somebody to giving them 2 days to make the same tag. Or using the same, not exactly the same tag, but using the same prompts. Today's prompt was acetate. And I thought, how genius. The closest I've ever come to making an acetate tag was a faux acetate tag, which is something like this, okay? It really isn't acetate. It's what I call like a stained glass. And I printed this on vellum. And then I sprayed it with a spray. It's called Crystal Clear. It's like a paint, spray paint. And you just spray it really quick after you print it. Let it dry after you print it because it takes a few minutes for vellum to dry. So let it dry for a few minutes and then spray it really quickly outside and then spray the other side really quickly and then let it dry for a couple of seconds and then that's what you have. And then I put that frame around it. But that's the closest I've ever come to seeing something that's double-sided in a frame. And I loved it. So when I saw this morning, I was so excited. So what I did was I'm deconstructing an old photo album of my father-in-law's. And I won't even put it on the desk because it is so huge. Actually, I've got 3 going from the 1800s to I think 60. So there's 3 albums and they're huge. This happens to be my sister-in-law, Caroline. She's passed away now, but she actually passed away when she was 24. Should be in her 80s now. But this photo was in the photo album and it said finding, picking, and tasting dandelions in yard South Bend. And then it did have another piece down here, but when I peeled it off, it tore off and it was 1933. No, I'm sorry, 1943. So she would have been maybe 2.5. Isn't she adorable? So there she is finding them, and after she's picked them, she's just so happy. And you can see some of the dandelions in the photograph, which is so fun. And same thing here. So, and there's some pictures of her and her dad together with the dandelions. So I did take one of my dried flowers that I thought was as close to a dandelion as I could get, and I placed it here and here. And this is just some faux age tape. It's not real. But I just thought it would look good. For this one is a cabinet card that I just cut out. It's a digital by somebody I met on YouTube. I won a journal from her. She scans all of her own cabinet cards. This happens to be sized down, and this was glued on the back because I was going to use it for a different project. But she only sized down, okay, and glued on the back of this one, okay? So you could use stickers, stamps. I got these actually at, they're by Cane Company, but I got them at I forget, Goodwill, I think. But just take a sticker and just make sure that both of them are the same size, right? And then you can just, well, that won't really work. Well, yeah, it could. No, it won't because it's not the same. It's going in a different direction. So possibly something like, something like this might work. Yes? No, because that's going in the same direction. Darn. Anyway, find stickers that will go in the same direction. I pulled out the wrong ones to give you an example. I'm sorry about that. But you just want them going in the same direction because you want to be able to put them up against each other. You know? They're all going in the same direction. Sorry about that, folks. But anyway, you get the point, I think. Okay? So if this... Oh, you know what? This and this... No, because when I turn it over, it's going to be going in the same direction. Well, anyway, get 2 stickers that are going in the same direction. I mean, in opposite directions. And then just put them on, you know, your paper like that. So that, you know, it's the same on both sides. I pulled the wrong stickers. Well, hold on. No, well, depending... That could work if you cut it down. No, it wouldn't. Oh, well. Anyway, you get the point. Sorry about that. I didn't even think about it. Just, you know, I pulled the first thing out of my drawer. So you could use stickers. You could use a flower, leaves, you know, going in the same direction. You could use anything as long as it was the same on both sides, like so. All right? So I've made these 2 as my example, just in case you don't have your own photos. You don't have to use your own. Pick them up at, you know, vintage shops, or, I mean, you can get piles and piles and piles of different pictures. You don't have to necessarily use your own photos, but yeah, so that's that. One that's not my own. It's a cabinet card that somebody scanned and I purchased, and this is, well, what I consider my own now. So those are those 2. How did I do it? Okay, so I'm deconstructing the photo album, right? And in the photo album is acetate, which is this, okay? It's what, you know, the pictures, there's cardboard here. Don't get rid of the cardboard if you do have a vintage or you know, old photo album that has the cardboard. And then when you fold this over, it kind of just, it doesn't stick. It kind of magnetizes to it, if you will, but it's really like the, I forget what you call it, but anyway, that's how it, you know, it's got, static. So it's like, see how it's like sticking to my desk because of the static in it? So that's acetate. Also, you could use packing paper. You know, like the clear packaging paper, that paper, yeah. This probably was 8.5 by 11 paper at one point that came in here. I don't know. I don't remember, but I keep all of it because I use it a lot. You could use that. You could use a photo sleeve like this. Okay. Perfect example. I'll show you how nice that looks. This is Caroline as well when she was born. So you could do something like that for sure. I just keep my age tape on it when I make it. And what else can you use? Packing tape. You could use something like this. Now this would make a good one because it's heavy. This is a, you know, one of those snap little bag closures, which I had used for something. But for sure, this would make a great, a nice heavy one, you know, heavy tag, and you can still see through that really well. Okay, that would make a great tag. But today I'm going to stick with my vintage paper, my vintage acetate. So I'm just going to lay it out, and I'm going to find some photos, which I have a whole bunch here because, like I said, I have another piece of acetate here, a couple of pieces. I am going to find 2 photos that go together. It's my mother-in-law's mother, so that's Caroline's grandmother, John's grandmother, and again, his mom and her mom, and then Caroline, but they go different ways. So I have to find 2 that go the same way and are the same size. This is in Arizona where my in-laws were living at the time, and that's a sorrel cactus. And John's dad, Do those match up? I love the old photos. Yeah, they match up really well. So let's see. He's still in the desert. Oh, look at her. There's another one of her picking dandelions. Let me see real quick. Dang, I really wish those two went the same way. Oh, these do. That's Mother in the desert somewhere in Arizona with Caroline. And then her mother and Caroline, let's see. I would have to cut it down just a bit, and I don't want to do that. So I suppose I will go with these two. Those are the ones I have pulled. So I'm not going to take up your time. So I'm going to put these together like so. There's an edge just a bit. Just going to move that up a little bit and probably ink it. I don't really want to cut it if I don't have to, because I really love the edges of the old photos. So let me just put a little bit of glue on here. And you can use glue stick, but I have this, so. And what do you use to glue acetate? Well, what I have found is acetate, that's what this is. It has no water in it. It's made with acetate and some kind of something. I never read what exactly the ingredients are, but it dries clear. It bonds fabric, lace, and glass, and leather, and wood, and trims, but it has no water in it. So I thought acetate, cool. It doesn't really, it just says it ignites. And my window's open. This gives me a headache. So I have to crack my window anytime I open that, because I do get migraines. I'm going to put this here. And then I may just have to ink it a little bit or just trim it a tiny bit, because they're not exactly the same. Close, but not exactly the same height. Which really doesn't matter to me. It's they're old photos, but I think it would look better if they were more you know, if that were better. So let me just, and that's the other nice thing about Fabri-Tac, is you have some time to move it around. And I'll wipe my fingerprints off of that photo before I'll put them in. So let me just trim this off a little bit. And I think I have to trim a little bit off this side. I don't want this video to last too long, but there we go. So I know that this is in Arizona. I do have something in there about where they are and who it is and how old she is and what year. So I could take that out. The one thing I do regret, because I didn't think of it first, is what I could have done is taken that picking dandelions and wherever I put it, I could have put it inside here, because I had put that faux age tape on it when I tore it. I could have put it in here before I put it together, because on the other side you would have just seen the faux age tape, but I didn't think of that, so it's okay. So I am just going to now take some of this that's not kind of crinkled. See, like this has a bend in it. which I'm sure there's a way to get those bends out. And if there's not, save it anyway, because you could always use a piece of it. Where's the other one? There it is. So let me get one that maybe isn't bent. That's not bent. Okay, so we'll use this one. And what I do is I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to see where I want to place it. And you can take any tag that you have, like, or just, you know, measure your own. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it here. I should get out my mat to make sure that's in the middle and see how wide I need it. So I'm going to put this here like this. And I'm going to use this kind of as a template. I'm going to put this here so I can see about how wide I want it to be. I think I'll go with the same width and the same height. Yeah, I will. So this is 3.5 wide by 6. So what I'm going to do is take this out. I guess I am going to need my board. Hold on one moment. My board needs to be cleaned. You could use a ruler, a cutter, a knife. You can use anything you want. So I'll take her out. I'll put him in. I'm going to take my acetate piece here. And I know that there's 2 pieces here, so I'm just going to kind of do this. So my photo is about 1, 2, 3.5 by 1, 2.5. So I'm going to make this piece 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.5 by 3.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me push this all the way down to see how tall I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. So I'm going to go 4.5 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Maybe I'll go 5. I'll go 5 because I want to be able to make a tag, you know, the tag shape at the top. This is very easy to cut, as you can see. See? Save those 2 pieces. They are gold to me. I love the old acetate. Now let me make it the width that I want it, which is going to be, what did I say? I think I said 4.5. 1, 2, 3.5. There. Save that. Now I want to place this up a little bit and get it sort of centered. Then I'm going to take some of my Fabri-Tac and I'm not going to put it on here. I am actually going to take a piece of parchment paper and I'm going to use my finger. If you don't want to use your finger, use, you know, a brush will be fine, a Q-tip. I have another idea that just came to me. You can use a, I don't have one in here, but I do have one of these little skewers. So what you want to do is, if you don't want to use your finger, just get a little bit of glue, okay? Lift this up, put a little on the corner here, just a little bit. You don't need that much. And then pull this down, put a little dab here. I'm not putting that much. And pull it down a little bit more if you can without moving it. Oh, see, I moved it. And a little dab here. I'm not even going to do this other side. I don't need to. It's not going anywhere once I push this down. Just make sure it's straight. Good reason to use your board so that it's straight, not cockeyed. And just kind of press on where you put that glue. Just press on those for just a second. Make sure it's dry. Okay? And the reason why I used that is because I can control it. If I just kind of poured it on there, even with a teeny tiny bottle, I'd still probably end up with too much because you just don't need that much. You only need a little dab of it, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm just going to lift this back and take my glue. I'm going to put a little here and a little bit here. Same thing on the bottom. And again, you can use anything. Flowers, stickers. Oops, too much. See, that is definitely too much. Try and get that off the acetate. Just if that happens, just take it off with your fingernail or what have you. It should come right off. Press it down. Wherever you put it. It's going to dry clear, don't worry. You won't even see it. Then we want to close it up. We're going to do it the same way. I'm going to get a little bit more glue because this is dry. It dries really fast, especially because I have my overhead fan on. So just take this, put your photo here. Okay, get that string off somehow. Take your photo. Now you're going to go along the parchment paper more than you are onto the acetate. Just run it right on the very, very, very edge. More on the paper than your acetate. And then when you close it, you want to take it and push it this way. Okay? So you're not really getting any acetate inside your, you're not getting any glue inside your acetate. You're just gluing up the edge. Boom. Done. Let's do the other side. Where did I get that glue from? Here it is. So a toothpick would work really well. But this is what I have right next to me, so. And you don't really want to get this on your hands. It burns mine, if I do. Or I should say when I do, because I always do. So again, I'm just going up that side with that acetate glue. More on the paper, as you can see. And I'm going to push it this way. See, it's coming out onto the parchment paper, not going in. And then just rub it up this way. And it dries really fast, especially on the acetate or any kind of plastic you use. Now I'm not going to do the top yet because I'm going to put a grommet in there and it's going to hold it closed. So you don't really have to glue that. You don't have to glue the top because I'm going to put a grommet in it. If you aren't going to put a grommet in it, then cut it first and then do your glue. Okay? So, oops. Keep this aside because I'll take that off with some hand sanitizer Or you could use fingernail polish remover. Don't put fingernail polish remover on this if you get any on it. Wait till it dries and peel it off. Okay? Don't use it on here. It will melt. It will melt this. And then you'll have a hole in it, and then you'll ruin it. Okay? So now I'm just going to cut this here. Or should I use the long side because it's kind of a square? I think I'll use the long side and make it more of a tag. Because right now it looks more like a card because it's more square than it is rectangular. So I'll use the long side. There's one. Flip it. And there's two. Funny story, but not funny. I was up talking to my friend Allie last night, who lives in the northern part of New York State. Actually, now that I think of it, Celeste, you may as well. She lives on the Toronto border. So I'll have to ask Celeste. Anyway, we were up talking until midnight. We didn't even realize it. I didn't. She may have, but I didn't. And I had an 8 o'clock appointment this morning with the doctor, and I didn't fall asleep until, oh, I don't know what time it was, but it was late. It was probably 2 in the morning. And so I got up, and I took my shower, and I got dressed, and off to the doctor's we went. And as soon as I walked through that door, I knew that today was the 3rd and not the 4th. Because she looked at me and said, "Hi, Cheryl, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Today is the 4th, isn't it?" She said, "No, it's the 3rd. I said, "See you tomorrow." She said, "Okay." Before my husband even had a chance to park the car, I was back out the door. But I have another appointment today at 4:30, so, oh well. I'm tired, but I'm okay. I just don't know if I'll get in my videos that I wanted to do today, because I may need a nap. So it's always fun to talk to my friends, but not when I have an appointment at 8 a.m. I think she had a doctor's appointment too, so I'll have to text her and find out if she's alive or if she's okay or whatever. So I'm going to use one of these for my top. And as I'm looking at this, it doesn't really look like it's in the middle. So let me just see something. This is actually 4 inches. So I need to cut a 1/2 inch off of this. Well, that's not good. Maybe. Yeah, I do. Dang. I do. Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys. I should have paid attention instead of talking so much. It's okay though. I won't glue it now, but I will cut it. It did look kind of funny to me. I just didn't know what it was that was making it look so funny. I'll run some glue on that later. It doesn't have to be done now. Okay. Now, for my grommet, take my crocodile. And see if I can center that. I'm going to push this back just a little bit because I was on that edge more than I wanted to be. There we go. And it will like kind of bend or, you know, get it like jaggy there. But once you put your grommet in. And you could use anything. You could use fabric or lace or just a tab, paper tab, whatever you have around the house. Just let me get this part in here so I can close it right. Oh my gosh, too cute. Aw. He would be 110 in November. And she would be 80, I think, in July. So, yeah. So cute. Too cute. Okay, what will we do for the topper? I didn't bring anything out for the topper for that one, did I? Oh, well, I do still have some some seam binding. I'll do blue if it's enough. All depending on how I tie it. And as you can, oh, I should have done the whole thing blue and pink because it's the two of them. I will. Because it's the two of them together. So I'll do the blue and the pink. Even though I already did that, it's okay. And all I do to dye this is I lay it out. I buy it, it's not crinkled or anything. I lay it out on parchment paper and I tape both ends. And then I have these little bottles, if you're interested. I have these little bottles of tie-dye already mixed with water. And I have them marked what colors they are. And then I just kind of dab and go along to make the different colors on one whole strip. And I have them all marked inside my drawer as to the different colors, what they are. You know, the purples, the yellows, the greens. Oh, and you can tell inside the bottle pretty much when you're doing it as to what color it is. So I'm going to put this here, and try to make something out of this. Because I do like the blue and the pink together because it is dad and daughter. Which is kind of cool. Great Father's Day card, right? What a wonderful Father's Day card for like a grandfather. I don't think that's going to work. Oh, dang. I know what I'll do. I'll put the pink through, right? And then I can... There's always a way, right? There's always a way. Then I will tie it with this. Possibly. I don't know. It might not work. It might look totally ridiculous, but we'll try it. It's not going to work. And I don't have anything else pulled. So hold on one second. Let me see what I have in my box of tricks right next to me so we can finish it off. Let's see. I do have some old lace like I put on the other one. That might be too wide. Definitely too wide. Okay. Here's a few pieces. See how I put this little piece of lace here? I just thought it looked so cute. I have this color too, actually. But I might use this little piece here and make a bow. So I'm just going to put it through like this, just so that they're all different. Put this through like this. Wow, these were so fun and didn't take long at all. If you're not on video and you don't get distracted like I do and show you how to dye seam binding, in the middle of it, then yeah, they whip up pretty fast. That looks cute. Let me just make it so that it's more even. That's so dainty. But she was dainty. I have some gorgeous pictures of her hanging in my living room. She died when she was 24, which was a tragedy, but I did not have the fortune of meeting her. But let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. It's going to go the way it wants to. There we go. That's it. So here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. No glue. Can't see any glue. I'll actually take this away. It will look better. I could actually put, like, I don't know, something that would resemble the desert. Sparkle, if you're watching, could you please send me some of your dry flowers, possibly? Actually, I don't know if your cactus flowers dry, but she does have some beautiful ones. So there we go. I may put something here, maybe one of the one of his handwriting stickers or something. But there's the 3 that I made. Okay, this one's faux cabinet card. Here's the back. There's the back. And there's the back. I could put a little flower here too, which I might, but I might not. I might just leave, the tape. So there you go. Today's video, tag number 3, June 3rd, using acetate as a tag. Okay, have a great day. Be blessed. Love y'all. Bye.